Hey, this is Chris with Venturesome Couple. Wanted to give you a quick video about the septic system, how to hook it up, and one of the items that we're adding that Martha and I are lovingly called a poozuka. It's a septic hose tube that'll go underneath our fifth wheel. Since we have a toy hauler, we don't have a bumper to store our poop tube in, so we're gonna go ahead and install the hose now and walk you through all the items that we use and how we hook up our septic. We decided to go with the Rhino septic system. The reason I specifically chose Rhino is the quality has been really good. We used it on our previous rig. One thing I want to point out is this is a 90-degree elbow. This goes into the ground to show the sewer. The reason the clear is important, so when you go to flush, you know that everything coming out is clear water. You keep flushing until it comes out clear. It's the best way to make sure you're rinsing your tank real well. This little thing here, although not necessarily required, is very much a convenience. It's made by Rhino and it's made to come on here, and you can put it on and it fits in. It's a wrench made to take off and on the caps for this. Occasionally these things can be a pain in the butt to take on and off. One of the other things that we chose, which is a Camco product, you'll hear about the dreaded poo pyramid, and in the poo pyramid, not using enough water, you will get buildup of solid matter in your toilet. This is wonderful. You hook it up to a water hose, and in this brass piece right here spins in a circle, and it can break up any solid matter, and this hooks up to a garden hose.
So it's a magic wand.
It's a magic wand, yeah. Something happens, magically I fix it. So right now all these products are brand new and clean, otherwise I would not be touching them. That's where these come in. Not disposable, excuse me. I've done the disposable gloves in the past. I found that for me, I just prefer to have a rubber glove that I keep in my tote here. My tote, I've got a second Camco Rhino system. I find that it's good to have two hoses. One, if anything breaks. Two, if your site happens to have the septic tank quite away from your rig, then you're going to want to have an extra length of hose. We had a situation in a trip a couple years ago in Las Vegas where one of the pleats, which is what I'll call these, one of the bend points where it contracts, broke. And luckily we were flushing the gray tank when it happened, and it started to flood our site with gray water. Thank God it happened after we had already cleaned out the brown. As far as toilet paper, we just got the Scott's quick resolving super pack from Walmart. Nothing special. It is RV and septic safe. I've seen a ton of videos on these. I've seen scientific tests. The Scott works for us, so we don't mind. Thank you, tour guide Barbie. One other item that's extremely important for a camper to have is a odor neutralizing treatment for your holding tanks. We prefer Happy Camper. It has worked really well for us and has done great in 100+ degree weather and also down into the low 40s. We've never had any issues with odor, and our tanks are clean. Our tank sensors still work and have not had any buildup or reading problems. So I attribute that to lots of water and a good treatment for your holding tanks. Another item we use is the Sidewinder RV sewer hose support. It's lightweight plastic. It doesn't move. It holds our septic line in place. And most importantly is that it has a downward angle built into it so that you always drain effectively from your RV into the septic holding tank. All right, this next product, stop what you're doing, grab a pen and paper, write this down, then immediately go buy it on Amazon and put it on your trailer. It is a Valterra Wastegate Valve. It attaches to the outlet of your tank, so the gray and black where they come into one. Put that on there. Your tank comes with valves. This is security that if anything goes wrong with your tank valves, you have a barrier between you and the unwanted surprise that's sitting in your drain tanks. One of the items that we're adding that Martha and I are lovingly called a poozuka. It's a septic hose tube that'll go underneath our fifth wheel. Since we have a toy hauler, we don't have a bumper to store our poop tube in, so we're gonna go ahead and install the hose now. And Martha's helped me prop it up on that side with just an Action Packer tote and some reflective, so whatever kind of creativity you need to do to get it propped up. And then installing it is actually fairly simple. I'm just using self-tapping screws and washers just so it doesn't go beyond the inner diameter of the hole, and then I'm going to self-tap right into the bottom of this little frame rail. We're using number 10 screws, self-tapping, 1 inch long, and then just a standard washer, nothing special. The tube we got came from Amazon, and it did not come with hardware, so got to have your own screws. And most importantly, as I was reminded after our last video, safety first, folks, I do have my glasses on, and I'll tell you, with these shards of metal, the last thing I would want is to not have glasses on. You watching? Huh? You keeping mommy and daddy safe, making sure we're behaving ourselves? So while we're in the process of installing, I'll explain why we're getting this. Our trailer did come with one, and we usually carry 2 full kits of septic. So if our site has septic at the rear, then with our system, we're gonna need a much longer hose. So carrying 2 full septic kits works really well with a very long fifth wheel or a very long toy hauler. So this gives us an opportunity to store our septic without actually putting it on the inside, which is where we had it now. We had it in a pass-through bay and a Action Packer tote, which I just didn't like. You could smell it every now and then if you got especially warm. So that's all there is to it, really. It's 4 self-tapping screws, couple washers on each side, done and done. So this is our normal sewage box. We're controlling everything that we have into one container so that we keep the poop concealed, any gray and black tanks. So instead of having to carry this big tote in our pass-through bay, we put this second hose holder in. And you'll see on this one, unlike the thumbnail, I'm using gloves because this one is not brand new. And I'm only going to put one segment in because, as you'll see over there, their section of this hose is hooked up. This will be the dirty hose holder. The front one hasn't been used, so I've got 2 sections of hose up there that are perfectly clean, and we'll just leave those alone. Now that we have our hoses out of the way, I'm going to be able to go down to a smaller tote and reduce our footprint in our front pass-through bay, which we only have one area for storage because it's a toy hauler.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
That is a much better way to handle a poopy situation.
Absolutely. As always, you guys don't forget, like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. It really helps our channel. And leave a comment below if you find any other septic type things that you think we could use. Let us know.
Throw a comment down there. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. See you next time.
Good?
Good.